Today's video, we are doing a dark academia book haul. Hello guys, it's Amanda and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today's video, we are doing a dark academia book haul. So let's get right into it. I have about 9 books to talk about. All of these are mostly dark academia-esque vibes. Some of them aren't. Some of them are just plain horror. One of them has nothing to do with either of any of them, but I'm still gonna include it. I got a lot of books and here I am to talk about them. So let's get right into it. These books I so want to read. I'm so excited for all of these and I'm excited to read them all throughout the fall. Let me first talk about the book that I am currently reading right now. That is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is a beautiful illustrated edition by William O'Connor. Look at that. I love the art in this. That is gorgeous. I am currently reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I am about 75%-ish through. I absolutely love this. If you don't know the story of Frankenstein, you really should by now. But it is about Victor Frankenstein who decides to create life out of nothing, and thus he makes a monster who then comes back to terrorize him. And I love it. It's so good. I love it. I'm currently reading this and this was the first book that I got. The next book I got was The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. Hope I'm saying that correctly. It's a big chunky book that I really want to get to. This is gorgeous. Look at the cover. The first splurb here from the San Francisco Chronicle is quite extraordinary. Kostova is a natural storyteller. She has refashioned the vampire myth into a compelling contemporary novel, a late-night page-turner. So this has to deal with vampires and like Dracula, and they speak on all the myths of that. Breathtakingly suspenseful and beautifully written, The Historian is the story of a young woman plunged into a labyrinth where the secrets of her family's past connect to an inconceivable evil. Dark 15th century reign of Vlad the Impaler and a time-defying pact that may have kept his awful work alive through the ages. The search for the truth becomes an adventure of monumental proportions, taking us from monasteries and dusty libraries to the capitals of Eastern Europe in a feat of storytelling so rich, so hypnotic, so exciting that it has enthralled readers around the world. I'll read another blurb on the back here. It says, this is from Malcolm Jones from Newsweek. Kostova's vampire is no campy knockoff. Blending history and myth, Kostova has fashioned a version so fresh that when a stake is finally driven through a heart, it inspires the tragic shock of something happening for the very first time. That's the second book I got. The next book I got was All Is Well by Mona Awad. This is the same author of Bunny. I have not read Bunny yet. I really want to though. This is a spin on Shakespeare's All's Well That Ends Well. From what I recall, it's something like The Secret History by Donna Tartt, where there's multiple students. They're all studying Shakespeare and they're all different actors. They just eventually all turn on each other, I feel like. Our main character is Miranda Fitch. So Miranda Fitch's life is a waking nightmare. The accident that ended her acting career left her with excruciating chronic back pain, failed marriage, and a deepening dependence on painkillers. Determined to put on Shakespeare's All's Well That Ends Well, she faces a mutinous cast hell-bent on staging Macbeth instead. That's when she meets 3 strange benefactors who have an eerie knowledge of Miranda's past and a tantalizing promise for her future. One where she goes on, her rebellious students gets what's coming to them, and the invisible, doubted pain that has kept her from the spotlight is made known. I'm an actor, I'm an actress, so I am excited to read how this is like. I've never read a story about actors, like having actors be the main characters, so I'm excited for this one. I really want to start this one very soon. And the cover, again, the cover is so pretty. The next book I got here has nothing to do with horror or dark academia, but I had to get it because I've been meaning to get this for ages, and I'm sure many of you in the booktube community already know about this book, and that is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This has been all the rage on Book Talk, on Bookstagram, and on Booktube, and I'm finally getting my hands on it. This is a fantasy romance novel. I believe it's going to be a duology. The second book has not come out yet. I think it's due to come out this November, I don't know. This is about like dragon riders. So I'm thinking like it's gonna be a steamier version of How to Train Your Dragon. And that's all I need to go on. Yeah, I finally have this. I finally have this book in my hands. I've been trying to get this ever since it came out, and it's always been like out of stock. And I finally saw it, and it was like one of the last ones there, and I just grabbed it, and I'm never letting go. Next, we have The Death of Jane Lawrence. This is more of a horror novel, less than a dark academia-esque novel. Practical, unassuming Jane Shoringfield has decided her most secure path forward is a husband in a marriage of convenience, who will allow her to remain independent and occupied with meaningful work. Her first choice, the dashing but reclusive Dr. Augustine Lawrence, agrees to her proposal with only one condition, that she must never visit Lindridge Hall, his crumbling family manor. Yet on their wedding night, an accident strands her at his door in a pitch-black rainstorm, and she finds him changed. Gone is the bold, courageous surgeon, and in his place is a terrified, paranoid man, one who cannot tell reality from nightmare. I've heard so many good things of this, and I really love that this is like a Victorian Gothic novel. A jewel box of a Gothic novel, says the New York Times. Set in a dark mirror version of post-war England, Caitlin Starling crafts a new kind of Gothic horror from the bones of a beloved canon. Next, we have Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This is a classic, and it's another classic Victorian Gothic novel. With these words, the reader is ushered into an isolated grey stone mansion on the windswept Cornish coast as the second Mrs. Maxim de Winter recalls the chilling events that transpired as she began her new life as the young bride of a husband she barely knew. Now that there is a Netflix film, I'm excited to watch the film and read the book. It's a classic for a reason, so I'm excited to find out that reason. Next, we have The Maidens. This is a true dark academia-esque book. This is compared to Secret History, The Atlas Six. Edward Fosca is a murderer. Of this, Mariana is certain. Fosca is untouchable, a handsome and charismatic Greek tragedy professor at Cambridge University. Fosca is adored by staff and students alike, particularly by the members of a secret society of female students known as the Maidens. Oh my god, I love that! I'm excited to read these like dark academia novels as I start school this year. Second to last book I have here is Our Hideous Progeny by C.E. McGill. This is a Frankenstein retelling. This is about Mary, who is the great niece of Victor Frankenstein. She knows her great uncle disappeared under mysterious circumstances in the Arctic, but she doesn't know why or how. So it is a take on Frankenstein, and I'm loving Frankenstein so far, so I'm excited to continue the story with this. Our Hideous Progeny takes inspiration from Mary Shelley's masterpiece, along with the Victorian fascination with scientific innovation and prehistoric world. This wonderful debut evolves into a gripping Gothic tale of grief and ambition, passion, and intrigue. The final book I have here is The Secrets of Hartwood Hall by Katie Lumsden, yet another Gothic Victorian novel. In her most atmospheric debut, The Secrets of Hartwood Hall, Katie Lumsden enthralls us with the quintessential manor home mystery. Fans of Gothic literature will savor the peculiar characters, the abandoned corridors, the deceptions and twists behind every door. Ultimately, a story about women and the haunting secrets they keep. Lumsden's debut reminds us never to trust first appearances. A mesmerizing debut. I actually read the first 2 chapters of this a while ago. It seems really good so far. The imagery in it I really love. It feels somewhat like The Turn of the Screw. Somewhat feels like that. And I love governess horror stories. Those are all the books I have for this haul. Please let me know if you have read any of them or if you plan to read them. This is basically my loosely TBR for the rest of this year and for the autumn season. And I am so excited for autumn and to be reading these books outside with the leaves and maybe read some of them in school while I'm studying Shakespeare. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button, hit subscribe if you have not already, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I upload. I upload every single week. And if you want to find me anywhere else for any other bookish content, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, GoodReads, Pinterest, and in between the pages of a book. And as always, remember to be the Captain Jack Sparrow of your story, and may your compass lead you to amazing things. And I shall see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!